Delhi is witnessing a kind of climate emergency that we haven't seen in several years. What's causing this? Why is it so severe this time around? Why is it so bad this year?
Sandeep, it's a combination of factors. First of all, this is really a prolonged period of hazardous air quality. I will not call it as severe because AQI levels are near 600, 700. Some of the monitoring stations have shown AQI of about 900.
Off the charts?
Off the charts completely. So it's a prolonged period of severe air quality. I'm not sure that we are going to see good air quality during Diwali or post-Diwali. The primary factor right now is stubble burning, which has pushed air quality from, say, very poor to hazardous.
Right.
In Delhi, during winters, because of meteorological condition, air quality is generally very poor. So the background air quality is very poor.
It's already quite poor, and then you have this additional stubble burning.
Spike, the sudden spike, which happens for about 30 days, where we burned about 20 million tons of biomass.
20
million tons of biomass. In Punjab, primarily, Haryana, Rajasthan, also Western UP.
Right.
So it's a huge amount of material we are burning in a very short period of time. If Delhi is unfortunate and the wind direction is on our side, basically we get swamped by this smoke. So the primary factor right now, so maybe about 40% of air pollution in Delhi right now is because of stubble burning. Now the other issue that is there is that this is also a period where in general in India, we use large amount of biomass for cooking and heating.
Right.
Now, heating fuel also we use during winters. Now, biomass burning also happens in each and every house, which is using biomass. Over a period of time, we have reduced by distributing LPG, but still biomass is a major source of cooking fuel in the country. Right. So, primarily, biomass alone, whether in household or stubble burning, is accounting for more than 50-60% of pollution. Then you have vehicles, which is there, industries. NCR has a lot of industries that contribute to pollution. So you add all of these and the numbers are not surprising.
Right.
With meteorological condition which is adverse, this is what you're likely to get.
It's a deadly cocktail of causes that you just mentioned.
Yes.
How do measures like odd, even, does that work?
They don't. And the reason is pretty simple. The contribution of automobile, and I'm specifically talking about PM 2.5,
right,
which is the pollutant.
The deadliest of the pollutants.
The deadliest and of concern, and we generally breach all the norms for PM 2.5 and PM 10, particulate matter of size below 2.5. Automobile only contributes about 10%, maximum 15%.
Right.
Now, when you introduce odd and even, you're not restricting all the vehicles, by the way. We allow two-wheelers. We only stop cars. And therefore, the impact of vehicle restriction measures like odd and even, maybe 2%. Now, think about when your level is already 600, 700, how does 2% reduction matter?
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter.
So, if the average Delhiite is smoking one pack of cigarettes, how many cigarettes less would a motor car, or even
maybe 1/10 of a cigarette?
1/10 of a cigarette. That's it. So it's purely cosmetic, as the Supreme Court also noticed.
Absolutely, and everyone knows this. Talk to a researcher who works on air pollution in Delhi or anywhere in the world, and they will tell you that the past episodes when we have used odd and even, in fact, there was no impact on the air quality.
Right.
So. In fact, the GRAP measures, if you take all the GRAP measures together, I will say that stopping construction, stopping DG set, stopping vehicles, entry of vehicles that we do under gradual, response action plan, they all are cosmetic. Because they in totality will not even, if we implement GRAP with all seriousness, we will not be able to reduce pollution even by 5-7%.
Right. So GRAP is another big cosmetic
it is.
Measure that's being taken.
Think about it, Sandeep. When GRAP 3 came, actually pollution kept increasing.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Then we had to go to GRAP 4.
Right.
Okay. Pollution has not come down.
Right.
So there has to be something else.
Yeah.
It's common sense.
Right.
Okay. So I don't think that the GRAP measures are effective. The single most important thing that will that will ensure that Delhi air quality doesn't reach a hazardous level is stubble burning.
Right.
And the single most important thing which will ensure that India as a whole, India, Mumbai, you come from Mumbai, the air quality is now an issue in Mumbai as well.
Right.
Across the country, if we want to reduce air pollution, it is
Right.
an all India issue.
Yep.
We will have to make sure that we reduce biomass.
Right.
Single most important factor which will reduce air pollution across the country, including India,
Right.
including Delhi, is reducing biomass. So stubble burning, biomass, and you will see significant improvement in air quality.
So biomass is a single, like you
Yes.
so correctly pointed out, it's the single biggest thing in
Source
that
of pollutant,
source of
PM2.
pollutant, the
Yeah.
spike.
Yeah.
So if you reduce this, you're saying that we can have,
Yes.
if not hazardous, but it wouldn't be this bad. It wouldn't be 500 plus.
Yeah, it wouldn't be this bad. And also, heating fuel.
Yeah.
See, we now have data for past 20 years on transition in cooking and heating fuel in India.
Yes.
I must say that since 2011,
It's almost 2 decades.
2001 to 2021, we
Right.
have data now.
Yeah.
Since 2011, we have made a major transition in cooking fuel in India.
Yeah.
Prime Minister Ujjwala scheme,
Yes.
city gas network,
Right, right.
all these things have helped. But still about 500 million people in India use biomass for cooking.
Yeah.
And heating is about 850 million people.
Right. So there's a very sizable chunk of our population that's still burning biomass.
Biomass for cooking and heating.
Right.
And we have agreed, we have actually promised that under Sustainable Development Goal that
Yeah.
we will reduce biomass use to zero, provide every household clean cooking fuel by 2030.
By 2030.
If we meet that goal,
Yeah.
that will be the single biggest action on air pollution.
Right. But and what really prevents the policymakers, the governments from tackling this problem like you mentioned?
One is affordability.
Right.
There are a lot of people in India who cannot afford LPG.
Right.
Okay.
And the cost of the
LPG.
transition to LPG is that much higher.
That much higher. So there we need to support.
Right.
We need to provide incentives. But the benefits of cooking fuel shift is massive. Think about the health impact on women.
Right. Of course.
Who's using
in the chullas, yeah,
the
of course,
chullas.
yeah.
Their health is
Yeah.
is destroyed.
Right.
Think about the amount of time a girl child especially, wastes in collecting biofuel.
Biofuel,
Her
that's
education is gone.
Right.
So I think as we develop, as India becomes a prominent economy, I think the indicator for us to be called a developed country would be
Right.
if we can provide clean cooking and heating fuel to every household.
News 9 Plus. Download now.